Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the best weapon mods in Baldur's Gate 3's patch 7 in the mod manager with a few from Nexus mods, but for the most part we got a lot of weapons now in the in-game mod manager, so I'll be showing them all off. Starting with this sword that looks somewhat like a lightsaber. This is called the sunsword, all one word mod in the in-game mod manager, and there's a cool battle you can do to get this in Act 2. However, if you're the script extender like myself, you're able to just give it to yourself, so it has a nice glow from it, and it kind of reminds me of a lightsaber, which I think is really cool. But we got a ton of weapons to go over here, over 100 of them, closer to probably 300 weapons in total. But yeah, this one I think is really cool. The sun sword giving extra radiant damage and fire damage, or I guess I have the Helldust gloves on, but with this weapon it shines a holy light in a 6-meter radius, and it has the smite the unholy, so dealing extra damage against the undead. Weapon enhancement +2, and it has a permanent light attached to it, so I think this weapon is very cool just because of the glow that it comes with. And it is a long sword, but it acts as a finesse weapon, or it's a short sword that acts like a long sword, and it has the 1d10 of damage. So this is a fun one. I also want to show off the Dragon Slayer. This is also in the in-game mod manager. Now, if you're a fan of Berserk or any of the Souls games like Elden Ring, you'll know this is Guts Greatsword. So this is a really cool one. I like swinging around big chunks of iron, and this is exactly what that is. So not the strongest sword, but it's a very fun one to use, and with this weapon it does 2d8 plus 8 slashing damage. I'm using a strength potion to be able to get that. It does have the backbreaker attack there, or topple the big folk, so it's a cool weapon. I think that this one's really fun, and it's definitely reminiscent for a lot of people that have played or watched or read Berserk, so had to cover that one. In addition, we also have this one here, the Dante's Devil Sword. This is also in the in-game mod manager, and this one is a reminiscent for Devil May Cry fans. It's a fun weapon. So with this, you got the Mega Slash attack, which can deal a ton of damage. It's almost like your own lightning beam there. This is a fun weapon. This isn't the only Devil May Cry weapon. We'll be getting into some more in this video, but we got a whole lot of fun ones here, and I guess I'll go over some of the weapon packs. So treasure trove weapon, the Fellowship. So we got all of the Lord of the Rings weapons here. And then we also got the Chest of the Frostguard, the Sparda's chest, which has some other items in it that are related to the Devil May Cry weapons. We also got ourselves the Frostborn chest, which is now in addition to the Devil Hunter class that we get in Baldur's Gate 3, which is a World of Warcraft. We do have the Demon Knight, so this is the weapons for that. We also have a katana bag with 44 katanas. There's one katana in the game, so this gives us many more, and it's an in-game asset, so it's pretty easy for them to pop out. We also have the Mana Flare Vessels, which I'll touch on briefly here. This is one of the first mods that's in the in-game mod manager. What I like about it is, look at that. It gives a cool appearance there, so you got different types that you can equip to your character. And what's nice is when you go into your weapon attacks, let's not let me do it. Doesn't count as a melee weapon. So with these, typically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be attacking with them. I'll put on a different one that allows us to attack. And yeah, here we go. You can see now you rip those out and you attack with them. They look really cool, so this is a fun mod that I think is very important if you got yourself the mod manager in game. There's 3 mods to make this work properly, but it's a really cool one, and I just love the appearances that it comes up with. So this is a fun one. Mana Flare Vessels, it's called. It has every damage type in the game, or every elemental damage type, so you can really have a unique combination going for you there. So I guess we'll get into the, I want to show the Fellowship kit weapons, because these are all very, if you've been a fan of Lord of the Rings, you're going to know these weapons. So we got the Andoril here, which, let's hunt some more. This weapon grants 1d4 bonus to damage attack rolls against goblins, hobgoblins, half-orcs, and the undead. Some very cool little effects here. These aren't broken. What's nice about this is you can roleplay and play through Baldur's Gate 3 without feeling broken with this. We have Boromir's Shield here, which has the deflect missiles, and if the damage reduces to 0, use a key point to deflect missile. We also got ourselves the Sting here. You'll know this one. Again, if a Lord of the Rings fan. The blade glows blue and grants the bearer a +5 to initiative rolls. This weapon has a 1d4 bonus in attack rolls against spiders. And what this looks like in our hand, it's got a little glow to it, so that's really cool. So I love these type of weapons that have a bit of a glow to them. I guess I'll unequip this one here just to show it off by itself, what that looks like. Weapons with a glow are fun because it just lights up the whole world around you, allowing you to see things a little bit better. So if you want to get a better look at your character, use the glowing items. They just help out a lot. In addition, we also got ourselves the Bow of Galadrim. So this still only counts as one. This weapon grants you advantage on attack rolls against large, huge, or gargantuan foes. Improved critical, the number you have to roll to hit a critical is reduced by 1. And the wielder doubles their proficiency bonus when rolling ranged weapon attacks with this weapon, unless you have disadvantage. It also gains advantage on perception ability checks, weapon enhancement +2. We have Gimli's Battle Axe and my axe. Gimli's Battle Axe gives you the strength score, increases your strength score by 2 to a maximum of 20. Nobody tosses the dwarf. When you cast a spell that requires concentration, you gain momentum for 1 turn. And while you're concentrating, you can't be knocked prone or moved against your will, which is awesome. We also have the Grant Long Strider spell, and then gives Compelled Duel as well. So we also have the Barrow Blade here. Deal an additional 1d6 damage against fiends and undead. Not broken strong. Again, some of these are a little bit more powerful, but not too bad. 2 barrel blades there, and then I guess a third. And Glamdring here. So this deals additional lightning damage. You can't be afraid and cannot be affected by other emotional altering conditions. Also has advantage on intimidation checks and insight checks. And then finally, we also got the Gandalf's Fireworks. Binds a target if it's a Steel Watch or is stunned, and suffers a 1d6 penalty to attack rolls. So these are great. The Fellowship of the Ring, Fellowship item chest, huge. I'll get to the treasure trove weapons in a moment just because there's so many in there. But it's cool. I like that model up. The Sparda's chest, this gives us the Infernal Rebellion here. So basically this can't be disarmed, you can't be frightened, can't be affected with other motion altering conditions. If a melee attack hits you, the attacker receives 1 to 6 fire damage, and if you get hit with a critical, or if you hit a critical, you get 1d6 force damage in addition. You also get the Chaos Bolt spell, so I'll pop this out because it looks cool. You just look at that awesome action. It's got a little bit of a glow to it. Some of these weapons just have a really nice appearance to them. In addition, this also gives us the Chaos Bolt, which is like a fireball that knocks people around. You can see there, everyone gets launched. And then also with this, it deals additional necrotic and force damage, and it explodes around. We also have the Unholy Smite with this weapon. I don't have proficiency with greatswords, but what that would look like is something like this. So on Minsk now, he has this ability to do the Unholy Smite and the Apocalyptic Roar. So let off a terrifying roar, striking fear into foes, and does psychic damage. This does necrotic, and also the absolute power there, and Hellish Onslaught. So there's a few different versions of this weapon in the Sparda's chest here. So you got Rebellion, Infernal Rebellion, one-handed. So if you want a long sword version of the sword, you also have the ability to use that. So if you have the dual wielder perk, you can dual wield them like that. So that just leads to some cool combinations, and it looks really cool in the character's back there. So they all give the extra spells as well. These weapons are incredible, and yeah, very fun. So I just wanted to touch on that one there. And then we also got ourselves the Chest of the Frostguard. So this does have some weapons for if you're playing as like a Frost Knight, which is an in-game mod manager class that comes full of weapons, and these weapons look sweet. So these are long swords with extra reach, so you can hit from a little bit further back, which is awesome. They look nice, so you can see there they got like a glowing blue to them. They also come with a few different weapon actions: the Whirlwind Attack and the Frost Onslaught. So slim the ground and create a cone of cold that freezes any enemy standing by, and this makes separate attack rolls. Pretty cool weapon here. I just love these glowing weapons, and all of these have been in the in-game mod manager. Like, there's a ton of weapons that are added to the in-game mod manager. I think that's incredible. Then there's also with this the Bow of the Frostguard, which doubles proficiency bonus, and yeah, nice to have that there. But it also comes with its own armor too. Frostborn chest. Now this has the Frostborn, which is part of the this is part of the Death Knight class, and Frostborn is from the Lich King in World of Warcraft. So if you've played that before, you'll be familiar with this weapon here. This one also looks really nice. So you pull that thing out, and it's got the runes inscribed in it. So it works perfectly if you're going to play the Death Knight class, because hey, it comes with this. You also have the Chaos, where you have all these extra weapons, weapon skills in addition to it. So Chaos Bolt, Apocalyptic Roar, and Can't Be Frightened, etc. Deal cold damage, send the target reeling. So there's a bunch of different versions of the Frostborn weapon here. Very fun to use because it goes alongside the class very well. And then in addition, it also has one-handed versions of this, so you can dual wield them if you want to, which is awesome. I love when we can swing around 2 big swords. It just looks cool too with those runes inscribed in it. So I guess I'll show off what that does. It does a little bit. Whoa! Jeez, we hit her quite hard with that. So, yeah, this is a pretty fun weapon. Very powerful. And, yeah, I love that. We also have the katana bag here, which has just the regular katana, and then a katana plus 1, 2, 3, katana of acid. Basically every type of damage source that you could want, and you can put it on the katanas here. So if you want to play as Deadpool with different types of damage, this is your chance to do it. So it's really nice, giving you the option to attack with katanas, as there's only really one katana late in the game. This weapon looks really nice as well. So in-game asset, this is one of the first mods that I've seen, so it'll potentially come to console because of the simplicity of this mod. But I guess we'll get into, I already went over the mana flare there, but just a few other ones that I'll touch on briefly while we're on the topic. But we also have ourselves some Kingdom Hearts inspired weapons. So Minsk has it here, or he headed there. With the Keyblade Master mod, you get a bunch of different ones. Like I have the ultimate weapon here. Keyblades, literal Keyblades. So Kingdom Hearts fans, rejoice, we got ourselves Keyblades in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a cool mod, it goes alongside the class as well, so this one's really fun to play around with. I think it just looks incredible. The Keyblades, really well done with the models, they're shiny, and there's a ton of them, so I'll go over like what it looks like there, and you also get the Infinity Circle, Radiant damage there, in a huge area with this one weapon. Now, Gale has some pretty cool weapons I'd like to show off. This is part of a Bloodborne mod. This is unfortunately in Nexus mods. This outfit, really cool. His beard does clip through it, but with this, he has the Bath Messenger here, which has a ton of different Bloodborne-inspired weapons. Basically everything but the Saw Cleaver, which there's a separate mod for that. So we've got the Beast Hunter Safe here, which it also has the ability to do its trick weapon. So all of these come with a trick weapon form, or I guess all of them except one, where you can swing it out and then goes into its trick weapon form, which allows you to attack as a trick weapon bonus action. So this is huge. I think that this is really cool because Bloodborne, one of my favorite games ever. We don't have a remaster. It's only available on the PlayStation 4. We need more Bloodborne, so us fans of Bloodborne are fiending for anything. But what comes with is a bunch of different weapons that I think are really interesting because they have two forms to them. So you can go into combat, attack with it, and then use this to pop out the second form of it. This one does hurt us whenever we use it, so certain ones have different effects, maybe good or bad, kind of replicating what they have in the base, or in Bloodborne itself. Another thing I want to touch on is, I guess we'll show Ludwig's Holy Blade too, because this is another cool one. But it also has a bunch of different guns too, and the gun animations are really nice in this, so I'll show those off in just a second. We'll show us Ludwig's Holy Blade here, so we can go ahead there and then put it and get all those runes inscribed onto it. So very nice looking weapon. There's also the Moonlight Greatsword. I guess I'll also show that because it's another one that looks incredible. So if you're a fan of this, this one is on Nexus mod, so just be mindful that you do have to download that externally, but it's not actually that difficult. So if you're looking for that, I do have a video guide on how to use Nexus mods in the Baldur's Gate 3 mod manager if you're on PC. So you can get yourself cool weapons like this, giving yourself the Moonlight Greatsword. So people that played Elden Ring, did Ronnie's questline, will know this one as well. It's a very nice looking weapon. I think that I really enjoy the Bloodborne mod, but in addition to those, we also get a few different ranged weapons. So we got ourselves like the Hunter's Pistol for the Hunter. So whenever you pull that out, cool animation. Just look at Gale there. We're all smug with the pistol out. So it's fun. It's just basically like a hand crossbow that turns into a gun. There's a few different ones here. So we got guns in Baldur's Gate 3 before Grand Theft Auto 6. There's a ton of different options. You got the Hunter's Blunderbuss. So I'll whip that one out. A little bit of a bigger gun, but still, it looks cool. So it's a big one, but it's nice. So yeah, the Bloodborne mod, really nice. I enjoy that a lot. I'll go back to some of the in-game mod manager ones now. Just want to cover those because I think they are cool. Maybe they'll come to console, it's hard to say, but the treasure trove weapon. So look at this. This is a huge, huge chunk of weapons. So this gives things like Radiant Justice Exalted, improved extra attack, giving 2 additional attacks. So some of these obviously are quite overpowered. So giving this one attack, we get 2 attacks with this. So any class that doesn't have this will get the extra attacks. Great for like a spell blade. Instead of strength modifier, it adds our spellcasting ability modifier to attack rolls and get +1 to spell save DC. It also comes with Divine Smite, Spiritual Weapon, and Sunbeam, and Tears Protection. So this is a fun one with a +3d4 radiant damage. We also have some different loot, musical instruments that give benefits. So this gives advantage on being charmed, and you have advantage on deception checks, and then adds a few spells, like Otto's Irresistible Dance, at a level 1 spell. Crescendo also gives a few different options there. We have the Necrosis Staff Exalted, so creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against your necromancy spells, and whenever we kill a target, we get the Life Essence, similar to the Staff of Cherished Necromancy, which is huge because you can keep casting Circle of Death with that, and then it also comes with some free casting of spells. The Wild Mother's Blade, this is another fun weapon here. Instead of Dexterity modifier, adding a spellcasting attack to its attack modifier. Grove Tender, proficiency in animal handling and nature checks. So this is more so like for if you're going to play as a druid, it's a scimitar there, so very nice. Wild Mother's Staff, so you can create transmuter stones, which is nice because the transmuter stones effectively just on the transmutation wizard. He added, instead of his dexterity modifier, can add a spell casting modifier to attack rolls, and a few different spells there. Avatar of the Exalted, this gives improved extra attack, so 2 attacks with the staff, which is crazy. And then also when your ally gets hit with acid, cold, fire, thunder, or lightning spell, you can use reaction to half the damage. And when you cast a spell that deals cold damage, you gain temporary health points. And whenever you deal damage with an elemental type, you get momentum for 2 turns. And it also has a few different cantrips there, so this is nice for a variety of different builds. Fist of the Dawn, staying close to this creature grants resistance to fire damage. There's a nice cool benefit to apply to your team. We also have Unshakable Resolve that grants you advantage on saving throws against being frightened, and improved extra attack. We also have the Shard of Moonlight here, Dark Vision, kind of like the Shard Spear, but not as good actually. There's a ton of weapons. I guess I won't get into every one of them, just showcase a few of them, but you got like Raging Storm, Exalted, dealing cold damage with a spell, possibly inflicts chilled, deal additional 1 cold damage, resistance to lightning damage, and staying close to this target grants resistance to lightning damage. So yeah, there's a lot of fun ones. We also got the ability to use flame blades here, which you can create permanent flame blades, but this is an in-game asset already, so you can see I already have a flame blade there, but it's not even as strong as that one. Go figure. And then there's also some hand crossbows. So the treasure trove adds a ton of weapons, so 78 different weapons, and there's 200 pieces of armor. What's nice about this is we can also, if you have the cheater's ring, you can go with your tutorial chest. We'll pop this in. I'll just show off all the cool weapons that we can get there. Whenever you use the tutorial chest from the ring, you do have to go into turn-based mode or else it will disappear, so that's one thing to keep in mind. And then we go here, 800 items. I got tons of different keyblades here from that mod. We also have all the different weapon mods here that I was touching on. And I guess there's some other ones I didn't even point out. I'll just briefly go over, like the Exalted Frost Reaper, Apocalypse, Icebringer, the Great Axe of Ebon Blade, the Maw of the Damned, the Mark of the Nax, or Nax Ramus. Yeah, there's a lot of them here. I guess they're in this chest here that I didn't even talk about yet, but I put some extra ones here, so we got ourselves a few different keyblades. This is from another weapon mod in the mod manager itself. It gives the progressive weapons mod, it's called in the mod manager, so a lot of really cool ones here. And then a few others from different weapon mods throughout the mod manager. So there's a ton of them in this game, and I would highly recommend going through and looking at some of the different weapon mods because they're all honestly pretty good. Test them out a few at a time, see which ones you like best. But yeah, those are the best weapon mods in Baldur's Gate 3's Patch 7 mod manager, with a couple like the Nexus mods, Keyblade, and the Bloodborne mods being from Nexus mods, but the rest are in the in-game mod manager. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.